Sands of time blowing across the beach. Sometimes it's lies they little out of reach.
Hello, warriors. Welcome to another episode of Outreach Warrior. For those watching this on YouTube, we have a special thing today. Tom, the mastermind, my producer of all of this, now we have video. And I'm excited that I figured out how to hook up a microphone. And it's not the remote studio. It is the Orlando/Kissimmee studio coming at you. We're growing. Technology is a wonderful thing.
I don't want to interrupt, James, but I don't want to take the credit for this. You did all this one yourself, brother. All I did was make sure it sounded as good as we could and it looked as good as we could. You did all the work on this one, bro. And that's all I'm going to interject on this. Have a great show.
Tom is a humble person. He's awesome. This wouldn't be happening without him. But yeah, so if you watch this on YouTube, a lot of people get it on major podcasting platforms, but some people watch it on YouTube. And if you didn't know who I was, now you see me in the Orlando/Kissimmee studio. So welcome. Thank you for joining us for Outreach Warrior. I am James. I'm your host. And today I want to touch upon something that's very important to me, and hopefully it's important to you, and that is volunteering. There are so many ways to volunteer, and there's so many ways to get involved in your community. I wanted to touch upon something today that me and my family and I did a few weeks ago. And it really was important and it touched me right here. I've done a lot of volunteering. I think it's very important to give back to your community, but this certain place was magical. And I don't want to get emotional about it, but it's a very magical place. And it's called Give Kids the World Village. It's located in Kissimmee, where when Tom and I are together, we record not too far from this location. But this place is a magical place, and I have some reviews on it, and I wanted to read straight from the website. It's gktw.org, givekidstheworld.org. So for those of you who don't know about Give Kids the World, before I go into the description from the website, from my experience, and just, it's a place where children that have terminally illnesses get to go. They stay there. They get to go to We Live In, where we're broadcasting from, is literally the vacation mecca of the world. And it's not a bad thing. I mean, it's great. There's Disney World, there's Universal Studios, there's SeaWorld. There's so many fun things to do. It's awesome. And especially if you're a child, it is the coolest place in the world. I came down here, side tangent here. I first came to Florida, to Orlando with my family when I was 4. Did the whole Disney World thing. It was cool. It was always etched in my brain. My family was travel, and I don't want to say vacationing, but they felt travel was important to see the world for a child. And I was super fortunate for that. So I got to experience that. But Disney was always, etched in my brain as a child. Didn't go back till I was 24, 20 years later, and then moved down here. And then realized how impactful it can be on children's lives. So with that said, at Give Kids the World Village, this organization sets up these, and this is not from the website. This is from me, your host, James. They set up things at these theme parks for these children with terminal illnesses. And then they go and they have these great days at the theme park, but then they come back to this magical village. And this is where me and my family volunteered. It's unbelievable. Every night of the week is a holiday. So the day that my family and I volunteered, it was Christmas. And we worked in the ballroom. And it was a Christmas celebration. Santa was there. We had these fun games we were playing. We had arts and crafts. I was in charge of the snowball throw. It was great. It was awesome. And I met a lot of awesome kids, and I met a lot of amazing parents. And some of the parents, it was their first time there with their child who was suffering from a terminally ill disease. And one family I met, it was, I think, maybe their 5th visit there, because their child is still with them, and that's awesome. And they get to go back, and I don't know how it works completely. I know they can be reoccurring guests. I don't know, not claiming to know, but they get to go back, I think, once or twice a year, and their child loves it and they love it. And it was just the coolest experience ever. And they have this huge volunteering network. And that's when I was talking to Tom, my great producer, when we were talking about a topic for today's show. I said, I really want to get into, volunteering in general, but in being specific with Give Kids the World Village. You can sign up, you have to do it online. I went through Disney via my wife. I'm not sure how you would do it, but there's things on the website. Again, gktw.org. I'm sorry, brain fart, looking at my phone.
It will be in description.
It'll be in description. Again, I'm not used to being on camera, so this is new to me. I apologize. For those of you not watching it on YouTube and listening on the podcast format, I'm on camera, a little nervous, but it's just absolutely amazing. So to get back to my story, we did the Christmas in the ballroom. It was amazing. Met a lot of great families, met a lot of awesome kids. We had a blast. So then after the party was over, when Santa left, we had the job of taking everything down, and then we had to bring, and it's just, I got choked up talking about it. We got to bring Santa's sled back to where the toys go. And it was just a full warehouse of donated toys. It was amazing. And it touched me deeply. And I want Outreach Warrior and our warriors to get involved with Give Kids the World Village. It is a magical place. So going from the website, the gktw.org, says an impact of a village wish, right from the website. When a child is diagnosed with a life-threatening illness, a family's life changes forever. They face an obstacle, a course littered with doctor's appointments, painful treatments, overwhelming, expensive, and endless worries. Parents who would do anything to see their child smile are forced to say no because of the risk of their limitations the disease imposes. Energy vanishes, hope fades, and free time slips away. But when a family arrives to Give Kids the World Village, they quickly realize this is a special place, requested and granted, and limitations are eliminated. You can have ice cream for breakfast. You can do anything you want. Well, yes, wheelchairs are allowed in the pool. Yes, you can ride the train again. This is awesome. Again, I apologize for getting choked up a little bit because I've been there and I've seen it. So full out warning, very emotional, being real. During the day, children can visit the world famous attractions and theme parks of Central Florida. In the evening, they return to a village teaming with their friends for theme parties and events and surprises. Each day offers an amazing experience. Singing on stage at our weekly Village Idol talent show, riding a horse, or playing the world's largest Candyland game. It's awesome. That's all I'm going to read from it. It's awesome. It's great. I want everyone to go check out the website. And if you're in the Central Florida area, and I know some people that follow the show are friends of myself, Tom, people that we've reached out to that are in this area, and and now that COVID is still a real thing, but restrictions are being lifted, more things are opening, and we're getting back to normal. They're letting more volunteers back in. So I completely recommend you reaching out. If you're in the Central Florida area, it's something worth looking into. And then we have Operation Clean, which my great producer Tom is backing me up on, which today I went shopping. I had some donations for some great friends on Facebook. I put out the call saying that homeless people are people too. And we talked about, I believe me and Tom brought it up on one of our first shows. And I think Tom actually talked about it, Tom, that people need to, like, it boosts their self-esteem. Like, you're not feeling 100% if you're dirty. So I put the call out on my personal Facebook page to donate a few dollars to get some hygiene stuff. So I did. I had some great people donated a few bucks here, a few bucks there. We got some money. I went to the store today. And I'm going to go through that now. So if you are watching on YouTube, I'm going to show it to you. If not, I will describe it for you. So I have a bag here of some hygiene things. First things first, toothpaste. To follow that up, toothbrush. Deodorant. Body wash. And face wipes, which it's Florida, you get sweaty, figured it'd be really nice to clean your face off. We also have feminine products for women in a separate bag that we'll be working on as well. So that's our plan for now. I also would like for you to Google S.A.L.T, S.A. Spell it out. It's an acronym. That is the nonprofit. That's the nonprofit organization we're working with at downtown Orlando. The date is still up in the air. We're shooting for the middle of June to pass out our supplies. They are just learned about them a few weeks ago. A friend of mine works for them. That's how we got connected to do the hygiene and everything. Wow. I don't have enough. I could do a whole show on S.A.L.T and what they're doing in the greater Orlando area. Would like you to Google it. Google S.A.L.T Orlando. Unbelievable. Tom, I want you to Google that too. I want you to do your research on S.A.L.T. It'll blow your mind because it's all the things that we talked about they're doing. And
You got it, man.
major props to S.A.L.T. Major props to Shalera, who was on one of our first shows, who got me introduced to them. Then, again, our amazing producer, Tom, sent me an email earlier about Osceola Homelessness, OsceolaHomeless.com. There is a lot of great resources on here. Assistance programs, homelessness programs, government assistance programs, help centers. please check out OsceolaHomeless.com if you are in the Osceola area, and that is the Kissimmee area for us local people, Orlando, Kissimmee area.
And I will chime in a little here since I had the
Please.
fortunate chance to swing down there and meet them in hopes that they may want to be on the show. And not only are they very interested in being on the show, but they informed me when I mentioned the drive for the hygiene kits that they also give out hygiene kits. They feed folks. They have a food bank. They give out the hygiene kits. They'll wash your clothes like we had talked about. And by the way, that episode that we talked about all this was the Why Homeless episode. They also, like I said, they'll wash your clothes for you. They have showers for people there. And I heard you mentioned to me that S.A.L.T does the same. They have portables that run around and do those things. But the other thing that these folks offer that I'd never heard of, they'll do a medical checkup. They have doctors that'll come in and do a medical checkup on these folks, and dental. I have never heard of anybody offering dental help for the homeless. So I had to chime in and just add that. So take it away, sir.
No, and that's and we talked about that earlier off podcast. That's amazing. That is super awesome. And then when I found out about S.A.L.T doing what we talked about on the, thank you for bringing that up, the Why Homeless podcast, that we talked about maybe doing like washing your clothes and doing showers. They're providing this for people in the downtown Orlando area, and it is so awesome. And I am so excited about working with them for doing the Operation Clean. And I'm really excited about working with the people that you met with earlier about, when we won't get into it, but Tom donated some food earlier, working with another organization that we're hopefully going to get some interviews on that down the road. Really excited for our podcast and really excited to help more people. I mean, and that's with our nonprofit organization, Starfish Community Outreach. The whole starfish thing is helping one starfish at a time, which is helping one person at a time. I really believe in it. I really think we can do a lot of good. And thank you for listening. Thank you, Tom, for believing in this. Thank you all. And look in Google volunteering. It's just giving back is just a huge part of outreach, just in general. Outreach can mean so much. And that's why I love the name Outreach Warrior. And Tom, I don't know if Tom wants to chime in on this, but when we talked about the name of this and I came up with Outreach Warrior, Tom was like, grab that name. That is a great name.
I'll chime in. I lost my mind when you mentioned that. I typed it in and it was available for a Gmail, which then of course gave us the availability for the YouTube channel. I was like, dude, this is it. So yeah, that was a beautiful name. And I just want to interject and also say that for your first time doing the podcast with the camera on, you did a great job. Yeah, you might have been a little nervous, but you look great, bro.
No, thank you. Totally nervous. I mean, I got the beard going crazy, but we got to trim it up. And people listening to it on Apple, I feel like, what is he talking? I can't see his beard, but it's out of control. Beard's out of control. But thank you, Tom, for what we did today, and we will keep you updated on Operation Clean, and hopefully get some really cool interviews coming up. We have some things lined up. Very excited about. Thank you for listening, Tom. Thank you as always. And
as always, as well, man, I want to say I am so happy to hear you feeling better, bro. I was really worried those last couple weeks.
Oh,
you
man.
had me scared as a new friend, bro.
If just side note here, I do TikToks and stuff, and I made some TikToks and stuff like that about it. But when you're healthy and feeling great, I feel like I take it for granted completely, and I mean, I am not a pillar of health. Don't get me wrong. I'm totally overweight, but I'm relatively a healthy person. But when illness hits you, it just knocked me out. And They thought it might be a respiratory thing, and then it was just, long story short, I've been under the weather for a few weeks, and it was dizziness, nausea, all that stuff. Went to my doctors, all that stuff. I'm on some medicine, feeling a lot better now. Still, taking it easy, not going crazy or anything. But just when you're feeling good, like God, pray, because when it was just tough. But thank you, Tom. I'm doing a lot better, feeling a lot better. Back to work tomorrow, back to normal, back to the podcast. Thank you for listening, guys. I really appreciate it. Trying to line up some cool interviews. Operation Clean coming up soon. I'm really am looking forward to trying to get some people that are actually homeless, that are experience this hardship and that are living on the streets, people that we are trying to help. And I want to get them on the podcast. Down the road, I'd like to get a website, maybe feature these people, and then maybe we can get them some help. A lot of things up in the air. We're trying, we're shooting for it. Got to have goals, got to have short-term goals, got to have long-term goals. So I'll end it at that. Tom?
Well, I just want to say thank you again for hanging in there through this. And everybody, don't forget, share your stories, reach out to us. You can always reach out at outreachwarrior@gmail.com. And please go to our Reddit, r/outreachwarrior, and join the community. So far, there's only 2. We need more.
We need more.
And
we need more.
James, continue to be better. Have a great day. And I hope we all have a better tomorrow.
Living here for centuries, yet I feel so lost. Men will do just what they please, never count the cost.